Hello everyone, welcome to our registration tutorial video for Beanstack for our 2021 Summer Reading Club. Um, Today I'm going to show you how to register on Beanstack, either for a family account, for a class or group, or if you have already got an account, then I'll show you how to sign in and update that information. Okay, so first, to get to the website, you'll use this URL like you see at the top, longviewtexas.beanstack.org, and that should bring you to this page. And then we're going to start with registering an individual or family. So if that describes you, if you're signing your kids up for the Summer Reading Club program and you're going to log on Beanstack, then we'll click on this button here on the left. And then it's going to prompt you about if you have an account already. So if you have previously used Beanstack, this is just a reminder to say you already have an account. You can sign into that and update it. But we're looking for if we don't already have a Beanstack account, so we'll click no. And then it's going to ask who you would like to register, either yourself or that you're an adult registering a child. And for the most part, you're only going to need the button on the right. We do have an adult summer reading club program, but it's not connected to Beanstack. So while you can definitely log your reading in Beanstack if you like, it won't connect to our adult programs. And so this is really only going to be for the kids program. One caveat to that is if you're a teenager and you're participating in the youth services summer reading club program and you want to register yourself and log your own reading, then you can use this registering myself button here. But for the most of us, we'll use I'm an adult registering a child. Okay, so first it's going to ask for your information. So you're the account creator, and that is the first information it asks for. It'll ask for the reader later on, and that is the kid's information. So this is what we'll input first. Alrighty. All right, and then this last question for the adult portion is about your primary branch. This is just which library you come to most often, so it'll either be the main branch downtown on Cotton Street or the Broughton branch at Broughton Rec Center on MLK Boulevard. So pick whichever one of those is accurate for you, and then it'll bring up your reader's information. So this is the child's portion. Now, if you're registering more than one child, that is totally okay. You'll have an opportunity to do that later. But for this blank, we're going to start with just one child at a time. Okay, so we'll put that information in. We'll choose the age. This is important because this determines which program they get signed up for and what their reading goal is. Whenever asked for grade level, we want the grade level they're going into in the fall. So not their whatever they just finished, but the grade level and the school district as well that they'll be going into in the fall. And there's an option for homeschool and for out of state and other if you can't find anything, or not applicable if your children are too young or not in school for any other reason. Okay. Then this will ask about the newsletter. We're going to say no because I already have that one. And then there's this big gray box. This is not an advertisement. It's from Beanstack, and they're asking if you would like to receive weekly recommendations. Now, their recommendations aren't necessarily going to be in the library, but we do have a lot of their books, and we can usually get anything that's recommended that isn't on our list as long as it's not too new, and it usually takes about 2 weeks to get those requests in. The other important thing about this is the only opportunity you'll have for Beanstack to be allowed to send you emails, and that's important if you forget your password or something like that. If you don't check this box, then you'll have to come into the library and then we can make those adjustments for you manually. Okay, so we're going to check that and then click next. And that's it. Now your child is registered for the Summer Reading Club. You've got your badge unlocked, and this badge will tell you that you've got a prize waiting for you at the library. So You can come in and pick that one up. This is the same thing that'll happen whenever you meet your reading goals for logging your reading during the summer. So we'll click X there, and then it's going to ask if you'd like to add another child. So if you have other children you want to add into the program, then you can go back through that process again that we just did, but we're going to click no and move on to the next portion. And that is going to be registering a class or group. So this is what you want to do if, say, you are a daycare worker or a summer school teacher and you have a large group of children that are going to be reading all at the same time. You want them to get credit for their reading all at the same time. They're going to get their prizes all at the same time. And you want to save yourself the headache of having to log all that individually, one kid at a time. Okay, so we'll click on register a class or group. And there's that first question. It's asking you, do you want to register all at once, or do you want to log your reading all at one time or individually? So if you click individually, then this will be pretty much the same as the individual or family version, and you'll need to log the reading for each reader individually and have to go through that one at a time. Maybe that could be useful if you specifically want to register yourself as a group, or if you have some groups that don't work this way and then you have other groups that you want to log individually because maybe they have different ages or something like that. But for the most part, the advantage of registering as a group is to use this all at one time feature. So that's what we're going to click on. Okay, so then this is kind of in reverse order of the family login. The group information is going to be about the kids, and a couple of tips for this. You don't necessarily want to use your organization's name because you may want to make multiple groups. So if you have a class of 10-year-olds and a class of 6-year-olds and a class of 5-year-olds and a class of teenagers at your daycare or your summer school, then you'll probably want a different group for each of them, and that's the group name it's referring to. So we're going to say Martin's class, second grade, because maybe we want to make more groups later on that are kindergarten or 12th grade or something like that. Okay, so then we'll choose a default age. Now the age is what's going to determine their reading goals. So if you have kids that are further apart than maybe a year or two, depending on where they fall, that could affect what their reading goals are going to be, and so you may want to put them in separate groups. But this default age is just going to be kind of an average or something that applies to all of them. And if you are on one of those dividing lines, then maybe you'll pick higher or lower depending on what the better goal is for your reading situation. And so those age groups are 0 to 5, 6 to 12, and 13 to 18. So unless you have a group of 5 and 6-year-olds or 12 and 13-year-olds, either way on their age group is going to result in the same reading goals. Okay, so for second graders, we're going to say 7. And then it's going to ask how many readers you're registering. And so you can just choose from one of these numbers, and it goes pretty high. We're going to say that Mr. Martin can only handle 8 second graders at a time. Okay, and then the grade level this fall, going into second grade. And then let's say that we're part of Harmony ISD. Okay, so this is where it's going to ask for your information. And this is just like the first part of the form beforehand. Okay. Okay. And there's that primary branch question again. It's just asking which branch you normally visit. Okay, then we'll register our group. And there we go. We have signed up. We have our group ready, and we can see our challenges, and we can go review our badges and see that we have earned this registration badge. And so that means that all of the children in your group have earned that badge, and you can bring them into the library. We'll check it off, and we'll see that they've earned 8 prizes for this group, or however many prizes. And so you'll be able to earn prizes that way. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to talk about is if you already have an account and you just need to update your information. And so whenever you get to this landing page, you'll scroll down and see this sign in, or you can sign in with this button up here. And so when you click on that, it's going to ask for your email address that you set up your account with originally. And then it's going to ask for your password. And so it'll be whatever you set it up as for years past. If you have that written down or you've been using it, same normal sign-in procedures. And then once you sign in, this is the admin side because I'm using my actual account here. But yours will look like this. And so you'll see that you're not registered for a challenge. And you're ready to get signed up. So I was on my name, the account creator, and I wanted to switch to my kid's name. And then we just need to double check and make sure that all of his information is correct. So we're going to click on this pencil icon here for Edit Reader. And then we have some information to choose from. The main thing we need to look at is this Basic Information tab here. So we want to click on that and make sure that he's the right age. And so we'll say that he is not 10. He's actually 11. He's gotten older, and his name hasn't changed. So we'll make sure that's correct. And what's important about this is that reading goal. So if you have a 12-year-old who has just become 13, then now their reading goal has changed. It's different from it was in previous challenges. So we want to make sure that age is up to date. We want to make sure the name is correct so that we can look them up and claim their prizes. And then we'll update the grade level to reflect that he's going into 6th grade now. And then make sure all this information is correct. We'll hit save. All right. And so now we're updated and we're ready to enroll in the challenge. So we're going to click on this challenges tab over here on the left. And then we'll scroll down, and sometimes Beanstack has its own challenges going on, so we want to make sure that we find the correct one. And it's this one that says Tales, and Stories. And we see Longview Public Library. We see 2021. That's what year it is. This is the right one. And then we want to double check this age. It says ages 6 to 12. That is right for my 11-year-old. And so we're going to click on that one. And it'll bring this up with all this information again, so we can double check, make sure we're signing into the right one. And this is the icon that you should see, the lion roaring at the book, and it's Tales, and Stories. And we'll click Join Challenge down here at the bottom. All right, and then we see the badge. And so that's just like in the other challenges. Once that badge pops up, we know that we're registered. We've got a prize waiting for us at the library, and we can start logging our reading on June 7th. So that's everything. That takes care of all of the different ways that you could be signing into Beanstack. Thanks for watching, everyone. And if you have any other Beanstack questions, feel free to call or come by the library, and our youth services staff will be happy to help you. We'll see you this summer.